Hi, boys and girls. Today I have a very special story to read to you. Have you ever heard of Humpty Dumpty? Well, if you have, you know that Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And today we're going to read the book After the Fall, and it's written by the author Dan Santat. This book is also a Caldecott Medal winner, and we know that means that this is a very special book because the illustrations in this story were so amazing that it won the Caldecott Medal. So let's get started reading to find out what happens to Humpty Dumpty after the fall. So it says, after the fall, how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. But it was just an accident. But it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day, I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. How do you think he's feeling in this picture? They always do. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd miss. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. I didn't look up, I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Crack, crack. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg that got back up. And learned to fly. The end. So what do you think the lesson in that story was, boys and girls? Who are you going to remember Humpty Dumpty as now? Did he just sit there and he didn't try again, or did he try again until he was able to fly and he was happy again? What do you think? Well, I can't wait to hear your thoughts about it, and I can't wait to see your faces on Seesaw and on Flipgrid. See you soon, boys and girls. I miss you so much. I hope you enjoy the story.